Chief Corey is being skeptical of the government of Jamaica and them soldiers. Now, one can say, well, a different time now and rare, but you know, sometimes that is how we protect ourselves from the evils of white people. We must always be skeptical. And when I say JLP government is white people, but they are run by white people system. And yet still the people them now who don't have that hindsight, I say, where am I talking about? If not the people are suffer. Make the government come up and come do where them are do. Next Wednesday, I go through the places. We see the place I get confusing now. PNP and JLP is at war, loggerhead with each other. We see the chief in our compound make certain statements, say no want a soldier up in our compound. The people them rat and get vexed. Because them I say a one country that can be a state in our state. You know the problem with that? And believe you me, not take up for none of them two people there. Because me remember where for years now we are tell Maroon them both on the Portland side and their compound side say them not apologize to we who never get a chance to go out and deal with them. Because them take away and give back to the white guy them. And we are say there need to be an apology. We go to Africa, go hear the Ghanaian chief, them apologize for the part them playing as slavery. Yes, we hear the chief them say yes. Them ask for forgiveness from us. Them ask we to forgive them. We stand up and hear them and say that. These Maroons don't feel say them to do nothing wrong. And me I say, them did help to kill Taki. Them help to kill Paul Bogle. And most of the slave rebellion will rise up in Jamaica. And the Maroon them help to quash it. And give the white man that them can cut off Taki neck and stick it up and stick. Now, it's saying that, we have said this. I don't know much of you know that in America, them have the federal government, we control the 50th state, them America. And then them have the indigenous people, government, like the Native American them, have their own way of life. That the federal government do have no authority over them. Them live and with them practice them culture from them time until now. If you go to Arizona and certain part in Nevada, some part of California too, we have indigenous American, we don't even want to call them American, but indigenous natives we practice them culture, and no police can go in them village but tell them what to do. Them have authority to refuse the federal government certain things. Them have authority to do that based upon them historical past. We hear people, I say, who is the colonel? If I tell the prime minister, say, no one, no soldier, on the compound. Well, somebody can call me and tell me if I'm wrong. And if I remember at the Christmas time I come up here, I feel good too quick, man. The pestilence is upon me, man. Okay, so we'll talk about the Maroon Chief Korean thing. And we'll say it's a weird thing that the Maroon them in Jamaica help white people forget rid of the African them who never get to run up the hill. Not knowing and not recognizing that those people who call themselves Maroon is runaway slave them. They were runaway slaves. And some of them make a deal with the white man to capture we who never end up in the them. And we are talking about from east to south where the African them run. And we know, say in history, Taki was sold out by so-called Maroons. Paul Bogle was sold out by so-called Maroons. Three Finger Jack was sold out by so-called Maroons. And the list goes on and on. But when saying that, we have to examine something in a Jamaica that a whole heap of people don't realize that it's not unique to Jamaica as it relates to indigenous people. And indigenous people land is power. Land is the basis of power. And the land that indigenous people settle on, they are able to live out them cultural expression and do what them want to do on that land. And the laws that govern these indigenous people community is not extended outside of that community, because the community is run by federal government. In a Jamaica, you call the federal government now the JLP government, federal government. In America, another place, them say the federal government. And the federal government, there are certain restrictions. There are certain restrictions that is held dearly to the indigenous people that the federal government have no authority over. No authority. And a whole heap of people who are here attack, them a run up their mouth. Them don't know say what is happening in a compound is not unique to a compound. But most indigenous people will find themselves under the class of white people. And we can't talk about New Zealand, we can't talk about Australia, we can't talk about Brazil, we can't talk about America. There are certain laws. There are certain laws that was not made by white people, but it was instilled in the indigenous people cultural expression. So, when we say that, we're going to say this now, which is a very unpopular viewpoint. The unpopular viewpoint is that even though them claim authority over Jamaica, the Jamaican government, but there are certain laws that govern the indigenous people, now called the Maroons, that the authority was given to them like the land. The land is something where all, religiously, to their compound, to the Amaru, not only a compound, but you have other places. You have other places. You have Maroon Town in Portland. You have Maroons in St. Thomas and all these places where them chief is responsible for the laws and the everyday runnings, except for what you call murder and all this kind of criminal activity. Them give over that to the federal government. That's the federal government because really and truly any government that was originated out of Britain is British laws and governed laws. So even though we claim say Jamaica independence, Jamaica still run by the laws of England. It's England run Jamaica. But within that running of Jamaica, there's a group of people, what them call indigenous people, that was given authority over them own life, to live them own life indigenously. And in Jamaica, them call them the Maroon. Not only in Jamaica, because you have Suriname Maroons and all these places. So when Chief Curry say him don't want the soldier them to help in the situation, him can say that. But, and there's a big but in that, but we have a situation that arises in a Jamaica now where Melissa come and mash up the whole of the place, and that never exempt their compound. Now, for some reason or another, I don't know what, Chief Curry say he will accept the things them, but him don't want a soldier come militarize a compound. No, that is where the argument come now. That is where the argument come. I don't know if Chief Curry understand what militarize mean. Now, if Chief Curry say, or him think say, the government of Jamaica has sent soldier up there to militarize the area, we have to examine it. We have to examine, say, what is it that Chief Curry know about what I don't know, or the rest of people don't know? Chief Curry is being skeptical of the government of Jamaica and them soldiers playing off a history. I remember when historically the British Army led people up in the hills where they maroon them there under the guise. It's the same thing, you know. Under the guise of helping. A history me I talk about, you know. Under the guise of helping, them wage a war against the maroon them. Yes, I don't know if it's a hurricane that come them time there, but a whole heap of the maroon land and a whole heap of the maroon way of life was torn apart by the British government because them open them arms to the British Army. Now, one can say, well, a different time now and rare, but you know, sometimes that is how we protect ourselves from the evils of white people. We must always be skeptical. And when I say GLP government is white people, but they are run by white people system. And when you look on how the system run them thing, you never can tell what them have under them boots. Yet still, we have to look on the situation. I don't know where Korea say. I don't know why Korea don't want them up there, but you can speculate. One can say, I wonder if him have something up there where him don't want them see. That is one way of looking upon it. The other way is that he might remember the past, and him don't want what happened in the past come catch him in a now. Are two things. Him don't want what happened in the past when him open up because of the act of nature come take her and him say, well, I'm going to open up. And then him end up, say, house a bill and all them things, and the people them in a distress. So they will bow to anything. They will bow to anything. And him is the one that decides, say, look here, the people them sometime do have no vision, and where the people have no vision, sometimes the people perish. So him me a stand up for a thing with them now say. And him a say, we now gonna make what happen to we in olden days happen to we again. Even though the time different and the situation is different. But we will do it ourselves. Give it the things they ever make we do it ourselves. We don't want a soldier come up here. And yet still the people them now who don't have that hindsight I say, what am I talking about? Him not say people are suffer. People are suffer. Make the government come up here, come do what them a do. We see that happening in Israel a while. We end up all them with life. No, I not take no side. I just lay it out as I see it. The problem with it is that the chief before Corey was a JLP. I think him name Rowe. And it's not until this youth go up there now, it kind of stabilized the place. But now we hear say him is aligned with the PNP. And that's where the madness coming now. And that's where the madness come. The old-time chief, JLP, this chief you know, aligned with PNP. That's why we hear. We hear say him aligned with PNP. What is it that African people going to do to get off the British stench half away? That Korea might say must stand up for the rights of the Maroon them by not allowing soldiers. Because when you hear about soldier and Maroon, you know, it's a serious thing. Because remember, they Maroon them, they allow the soldier them to come into them life by capturing them own people. Capturing them own people. That the British can give them certain things. And the British give them certain things. I don't know the chief mind, but maybe so the chief I take it to himself. Maybe the chief I say, watch your man. If you don't learn by history, you're going to repeat it. So he must say to himself, look your man. Yes, it's good for all and all that our soldier come help, but you are. We have people of foreign where we come help with. And we have people in the same community that will help with. But the people them is so desperate for help that them don't care where them get the help from. Whether the help going to be a long-lasting help, where them have to go now, sit down and pay for, like the IMF. Like the IMF, we offer Jamaica how much? Billions of dollars. The dollars for them give Jamaica, not give, lend Jamaica. When Jamaica don't rebuild with that money, the amount of time they're going to take to pay back that. It's like the Chinese. The Chinese in East Asia, where them help build the ports and the airports and the highways and things. Governments, where them build it for, can't pay them back. So them end up at take where them ports and them airports and them wharf and them thing there. So Chinese is all over Africa, our own things, because the government of that country make deal with them, with the Chinese them, and the Chinese them is not in the position to pay it back. So them confiscate certain things in the country. And we see that little by little happening in Jamaica. Because Jamaica not going to pay back that highway, that beautiful highway that was built, started out building by the French, and then it turned over to the Chinese. Now we see them build mall and plazas in a Miami Bay. Chinese are going to run that. And which is outside of the normal city, going to look now like a city again. So, me would love if Corey and the Maroon them from the other side apologize to we African people who still there fight the struggle. We still there fight the struggle. Would I love them apologize? Just like how we are the African, them apologize. It should have made me feel better to recognize what him say. So I not disagree with what him say, you know. But because me have a grudge for a long time against the Maroon them. Me say that publicly. Me have a grudge against Maroon. From them time there. With them, we want to use the word sell out black people to white people. And give themselves like say, Maroon is different, is a race of African them. Maroon are different from African people, and Maroon are African people. Watch a man, Maroon is a derogatory word, you know. But they are fight the struggle. Some Maroon, some people from the other side there, over Portland, I tell people say, why them picnic, them now make them picnic married outside of the Maroon community. Then we are the people, them out of the community in African. I know white people, them picnic go married to. African people, them go married to. You tell me, could I have my picnic? And I tell them, me don't want them married to no Maroon. Me don't do that. A madness. African are African. Whether your complexion high, your complexion low, your complexion in between, you're African, no matter where you come from. As long as he's a black somebody, he's African. Apparently we make this Maroon thing get to a head. That what people say the Maroon them is a total different people from the African. They will come on as turn them in a slave. White people turn them in a slave. We recognize the indigenous culture that the Maroon, but, and there's always a but, it will make me feel more appreciative of them if them come out and say, you know, so we really do something in our history where it's a leg behind it so long. Taki. Remember Taki. There's a story about a woman named Nanny and a compound, a relative them, according to the story. Is a relative them, a compound, and Nanny. And the story say that when Nanny here say, they're going to sign the peace treaty, Nanny walk from the east and reach out to the west at St. Elizabeth to tell her brother them, don't sign it. And by the time she reach out to them, sign it with the white people them. And Nanny went back like a defeated soul. She continued her struggle. That is according to that story. So she didn't know say why she not sign it, but it have them who sign it in our compound. And this is where them they know. This is where them they know. So a youth rise up now amongst them and say, look here, no compromise. Maybe I have to go compromise because the way all the people them are going It's like them don't understand. People are say a one government. Which one government? England rule this place, yeah. The laws of England govern Jamaica. It's not the Jamaican people, them law govern Jamaica. And that we are telling you. A Manley and Buster go England. You know, say England don't have a written constitution. England has no written constitution, you know. You see them give you a constitution and Buster and Manley come back here with it. And that will govern Jamaica from them time there until now. And we get so-called independence 1962. And we still have the constitution I rub along with. Still have the constitution I walk up and down with. We don't shape something for ourselves and get rid of the white boy them from England. Because England is the most destructive country on the face of the planet. Them create more wars than any other country. Yes, any other country. Them create war. I want to play a clip, a historical clip. Because if I can find the clip, I play a tune and go find this clip here because it's very important. Very, very important. We don't know where they're behind we. We don't know where they're behind we. And some of we don't even know where in front of we. But we need to understand that all the Alabama here people are jump up and talk about. Oh, we might talk about what name? Baby Trump are the Prime Minister. Baby Trump are the Prime Minister. Of course, he is the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And certain people vote him in. Even some of them maroon them in our compound, vote him in there. But that don't mean say the rights we them have in history was taken away from them because of time. Time don't make you not be African. No care where you go on with. No care you bleach your skin. No care how you live and yam where white people give you for yam and worship or white people work worship. That don't erase who we are as a people. And that is what we're supposed to deal with. Who we are as a people was not erased because of time. We are still African people domiciled on these farmer slave plantation island all over. And these people come with them laws and get some black people to give the laws them. And we live by these laws. And then 1962, we claim say we're independent from them. But really and truly, are we truly independent? Are we truly, look how we are fight over to get a constitution. Some of people say constitution, some people say the court, the Privy Council must be the legitimate court. Some people say, no, we must create our own court. Some people say, no, the Caribbean court is a good way to go. All these things white people have a fight over. England is a culprit in all of this. England is a culprit. But we're going to keep fighting. And we're going to fight each other. And the fight continue. May I say, we need to understand ourselves. And if them things I make we know, so we have to understand ourselves even more. Because all over the world, indigenous people fight for them rights, to live them cultural expression. And land. Land is the power. If you don't have no land, you don't have no power. And that is why indigenous people base them rights off a land, connection to the land. And when them take away land, trust me, them take away soul, man. Yeah, when them take away land, take away soul. Now them have a coop up in a little box. And I claim to them I give a key to the box. Not even a piece of land around it. Key to the box. And make me feel good. Take photo with me. Take picture in front of the room. And everybody feel good now. Yes, we have a little house now. I'm very close now. Melissa, may I tell you, Melissa, when Melissa blew over the house, we left the land. So what will happen now? All them people that capture the land, all them people that feel to them buy the land, and them not have no title to the land. What will happen now? What will happen now? All them makeshift places them are going to build up upon the land where the people them used to live. And then they're going to realize it. But oh, you get to live that, so. You don't have no title for that, so. Or somebody else's land you have. Government just come in and say, what you know, where you have to go pay. Where them taxes on this land, you know, where them never used to pay taxes on. And the next ball, you know, go start. Volley per ball, you know, go start. So now, what a judgment on the people, them. Listen good. Listen. Over there, yes.
All problems in the world go back to the British. That's true in Pakistan, India. That's true in China. That's true throughout the Middle East. That's true here in Cyprus because they were the most powerful empire for 200 years and they left behind conflicts everywhere. You know, the disaster taking place in Palestine right now, one of the reasons is that between 1915 and 1917, the British promised the same territory to 3 different groups. So first in the McMahon communications, the British promised it to the Arabs. You fight with us against the Turks, it's yours. Then they negotiated the Sykes-Picot Treaty to say to the French, it's yours. Then in the Balfour Declaration in 1917, they said it's a Jewish homeland. So the British promised 3 times land that wasn't even theirs. And they got a lot of nerve as far as I'm concerned. And now you need to disentangle all of this. But this is where the problems originate.
Yes. Them says for them one. They come and thief the people them land. Divide the people them. And those who could stay on the land with them ancestors is upon. But them come with them government and say, look, you have to pay taxes. You have to pay this, you have to pay that. Who decide that you have to pay taxes on a land where them say is British land? Eh? Imagine, look how far England there. And look where Jamaica there. And people want somewhere to live. And look how much land empty. And you can't go upon the land there. Go build nothing because them say government land. Which government? Which government land? How the government get the land? How the GLP government get the land? Them inherited from where? From England. How England get the land? Them thief it from the people them who were there before them. That is what we are dealing with. So you saw the madness get crazy. You want somewhere to live. You want somewhere to plant some food. And you see a piece of land where empty for years. And you go there and go dig it up and plant some food. You say you trespass upon government land. How the government get the land? Where they go, who buy it, who them buy it from? Which part JLP spend money to buy the land? Or PNP? Which part PNP get money to buy the land? But now them a buy it. And them a give it too. Yes, shopping mall for piece of land. Highway for piece of land. How the government get the land? And them, some of them never old like me. Me older than the Prime Minister, I could have been father. How him get the land? How the Prime Minister of Jamaica can say, is Jamaica own the land? The Jamaican government. Them never say Jamaican people own the land, you know. It's the government of Jamaica own the land. They call it government land. So if it's government land, how them get it? You answer me that. How them get the land? Britain thief the land from the people them who were there, kill them off, murder them, and take the land. That you come and say a government land, and the people them who have somewhere to live. And now, Melissa come watch everything, match up the whole place. Not even the whole place, but whole heap of the places them. And now the people them have to start over now. And them are going to try to figure out who for land this is, who must pay this, who must come measure it up, set it up, this and madness. Here we go again.
All problems in the world go back to the British. That's true in Pakistan, India. That's true in China. That's true throughout the Middle East. That's true here in Cyprus because they were the most powerful empire for 200 years and they left behind conflicts everywhere. You know, the disaster taking place in Palestine right now, one of the reasons is that between 1915 and 1917, the British promised the same territory to 3 different groups. So first in the McMahon communications, the British promised it to the Arabs. You fight with us against the Turks, it's yours. Then they negotiated the Sykes-Picot Treaty to say to the French, it's yours. Then in the Balfour Declaration in 1917, they said it's a Jewish homeland. So the British promised 3 times land that wasn't even theirs. And they got a lot of nerve as far as I'm concerned. And now you need to disentangle all of this. But this is where the problems originate.
In 1948, them give some Europeans the 2 claims to them as Jew. And up to now, them have it. I kill other people them. And in America.
Do you understand?
I speak your language.
Good. Senator Crane has come here to offer your people a better way of life.
Better than what?
Better than what you have.
I like what I have.
I understand that. But your people live in the Stone Age. We live at the beginning of a great industrial revolution.
He doesn't understand why...
Chief, the United States government is offering you a piece of land of your own.
We have our own land.
No, it's not yours. It's the U.S. government's.
Did they buy it?
No.
Did they trade for it?
It's not like that.
Then how can they own it? He has a point.
That is where the crux of the matter is. That is where the crux of the matter is. How them get to own the land? Did they buy it? Did they trade it? It's thief, them thief the land. All government say it's government land. And so, and them come see people here so with it. So-called Tainos and Africans. And now the African majority want land and can't go up on a piece of land. Look how Melissa wrecked the place. And what going to happen when the dust move and see what will going to happen with the people them who live a certain place in our Westmoreland. What's going to happen?
Do you understand?
I speak your language.
Good. Senator Crane has come here to offer your people a better way of life.
Better than what?
Better than what you have.
I like what I have.
I understand that. But your people live in the Stone Age. We live at the beginning of a great industrial revolution.
He doesn't understand
Chief,
why...
Chief, The United States government is offering you a piece of land of your own.
We have our own land.
No, it's not yours. It's the U.S. government's.
Did they buy it?
No,
Did they trade for it?
It's not like that.
Then how can they own it? He has a point.
If you accept our offer, you won't have to hunt buffalo anymore or roam the prairie. You can depend on your country to take care of you.
You are not my country.
We will give you everything you need if you will just submit to living on a reservation.
There is a Native American named Seattle. And most of you might know the place in America where up north named Seattle. Well, Seattle was a Native American who had defended him land. And him have a speech is well known. And we took that speech and put music to it. You know, the native them call it Turtle Island. Yeah, that's what them call it, Turtle Island. America was a white man. Yeah, was a white man. Listen.
I said to free
all Africans as we talk about who own the land. And when indigenous people claim land, some bossy slave come and say, it's government land. You're trespassing upon government. Or you can trespass upon government land. What kind of madness is that? How can someone trespass? If you are in Jamaica, born in Jamaica, or you can go trespass upon government land? When am I going to shoot you because you're upon government land? How the government get the land? Did they buy it? Did they trade it? Or did they get the land? So if you don't have nowhere to live, and you're that Jamaican, and when you look, you say, years for your picnic to the land there, and all you can see upon it are some bamboo and some grass and two little trees where nobody no climb. And you decide so you're going to try a thing because you want somewhere to live. And as you put somewhere upon it, some guy come tell you, say, this is government land. How did they get that piece of land? Did they buy it? Did they trade it? That is the question. That is the question.
It's very, very extremely powerful secret society in England called the Order of the Garter. Many people think it's like a woman's garter. No, it was the guards who guarded the powers in England. They guard the powers. They are like a mafia underworld organization. International maritime admiralty law, the law of international banks, is based on Vatican canon law. This is why the Vatican has a Swiss guard. The Swiss guard the Pope. Why? Because it's symbolic. The Switzerland, which is the home of international banking, is guarding the Pope because he's the boss of all bosses. Mafia bows before the Pope. International drug traders bow before the Pope. The Pope is probably one of the most fierce, diabolical people the world has ever known. The Vatican is a symbol of world criminal, world empire. And if the Protestants think that they have protested against Rome and gotten something cleaner and better, you've got another thing coming, because 99% of Protestantism came directly out of the Vatican Catholic Church, and neither one of them are worth a damn before God.
You hear that?
It's very, very extremely powerful secret society in England called the Order of the Garter. Many people think it's like a woman's garter. No, it was the guards who guarded the powers in England. They guard the powers. They are like a mafia, underworld organization. International Maritime Admiralty law, the law of international banks, is based on Vatican canon law. This is why the Vatican has a Swiss guard. The Swiss guard the Pope. Why? Because it's symbolic. The Switzerland, which is the home of international banking, is guarding the Pope because he's the boss of all bosses. Mafia bows before the Pope. International drug traders bow before the Pope. The Pope is probably one of the most fierce, diabolical people the world has ever known. The Vatican is a symbol of world criminal, world empire. And if the Protestants think that they have protested against Rome and gotten something cleaner and better, you've got another thing coming, because 99% of Protestantism came directly out of the Vatican Catholic Church, and neither one of them are worth a damn before God.
It is already too late, said Mutabaruka sadly. Our own men and our sons have joined the ranks of the stranger. They have joined his religion, and they help to uphold his government. If we should try to drive out the white men in Umuofia, we should find it easy. There are only 2 of them. But what of our own people who are following their way and have been given power? They would go to Umuru and bring the soldiers, and we would be like Abame. He paused for a long time and then said, I told you on my last visit to Mbanta how they hanged Aneto. What has happened to that piece of land in dispute? Asked Okonkwo. The white man's court has decided that it should belong to Nama's family, who had given much money to the white man's messengers and interpreter. Does the white man understand our custom about land? How can he, when he does not even speak our tongue? But he says that our customs are bad, and our own brothers who have taken up his religion also say that our customs are bad. How do you think we can fight when our own brothers have turned against us? The white man is very clever. He came peaceably and quietly with his religion. We were amused at his foolishness and allowed him to stay. Now he has won our brothers, and our clan can no longer act like one. He has put a knife on the things that held us together, and we have fallen apart.
Go through the paces, bring to light certain things. Yes, my island, man talk about my island. And you know, say, whole heap of people don't know, say, the Chinese, them, in Jamaica right now, and it's slowly but surely putting them pickaxe in Jamaica and dig the hole to plant them cement, blocks, on top of blocks, on top of blocks. And then you have some other people from South America and even North America. I build them blocks, on top of blocks along the sea coast. And little more Jamaican people will be painting. You know when you're painting? Them penning, that means you can't ever see the sea again. Because the amount of blocks will go around, it come like a jail, jail, like a prison. We will be landlocked. That's what them call it, landlocked. And then it will be too late. And then I say, boy, you know, say, me and Muta did I say some things, you know, and it just fulfill up. Yes, it's a serious thing. What are we going to do? That is the thing now. It shall be too late shall be the cry. Too late shall be their cry. Because really and truly, there comes a time when you push a dog around for so long, one day that dog will turn and bite you. But when will we recognize that we have been pushed around so long that even the guy will look like you now, dress up in him jacket and tie, and say him is this and him is that. Them leave him here so to persecute you. So them do have to show them white face because them is recognizable in them white face. And them British style of work, American style of work, them dress up in a coat and tie. And then when they fight each other over politics, who forget what and who not forget what and all these things. Not knowing that we are keeping the order that they expect. Let them fight amongst each other. That them don't know what is taking place around the corner.
Night, sir, Muta.
Blessed man.
Yeah, man, boy. I wish you could have kept on this topic after the next 2 weeks. Because I figure that some of them politicians are asleep. And the message I forgot it because I just hear on Carbo alone. And, well, when I hear from Jerry and Miguel, nah.
No, they're not up on radio again.
No, I'll take them off, man. I'll take them off because all the system set up, once you start speaking truth, them try to get you out. So we are talking about democratic country and freedom of speech. No, them I take them off. I just you and Carbo carry the boat and Shane and lied. But Muta, and I will always say this over and over, you will never get me vote for Labour and PNP because two of them are the same thing, Muta. The only difference is the colour and the symbol. The colour and the symbol, Muta. Because I tell you, say, when an old man tell about this one here, going to politics with lean boot and I'm 1.5% Thomas. And Muta, 80%, probably 85% of Jamaican black people don't own a piece of a square of land, Muta. They don't. Because if them put them a Portmore, them put up one box or one cube on your giant and if you drop a pin you hear. And when you hear one politician, him not even a prime minister or so, sell a piece of property for 100 million Muta. And nobody now question them, but when you go to a bank with 10,000, them a question it. You go to Beaumont, Muta.
When you go to a bank, them question you with $10,000?
Eh?
When you go to a bank, them question you about $10,000?
Yeah, man. Ask you the source of the money.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yes, Muta. Ask anybody.
No, I don't have to ask nobody.
It's like you have a trick with a phone card. You buy let's say you buy $100 phone card, Muta.
Mm.
You can't afford $100, then them so government tax and you pay the whatever percent of government tax. When you call somebody in a motor and you hang up here, them I tell about next tax. May I tell you some motor and people are terribly, worse than a white man, What double RSC? Double RSC? No, double RSC. Worse than a white man, you pay the tax in a motor.
Yeah.
And when you make a call and call a bridge, when you hang up here, I say, how much sent for government tax? And I say, for real, Muta, you go to the supermarket and hear the people are complaining, say, not tax them is supposed to pay food. Them people assume tax the sun and the air, Muta, because you can't, never ask, so who government own land who them buy it from? I say them buy it from God, but they make them backdoor deal. Go to Beaumont, Muta, and look for the building. And she and her husband own it for one Burger King. Go to St. Thomas. And if somebody could do an audit motor, and you check the land them motor, I see the land of a politician owner, them come there with them hypocritical self, run black ghetto people, these guys. I see them now, election gone, none of them come look for the old people, them, you know. None of them. Food rock skyrocket and you talk about no whatever price food goes, I know you hear them dead with it. And you know run Jamaica motor. It's just a front for just have the army and the police force to keep the people in from the rebellion. Don't run Jamaica. Them don't. Check the land them over because motor. I didn't think that after COVID, would I realize how self-reliance is important when I preach. Where the government would have said, all right, we could start cut up the land. Motor from my barn, 50 years, I never hear a PMP govern, I think a Michael Manlado said something about plant up the land. No Bruce, no PJ, no Portia, no Andrew Wallace, no Siago, talk about, well, all right, we're a farm. I discuss land. You ever see them having a town meeting about land, Muta? Tell me one politician will have a town meeting about land. Them sidestep, them go on do everything and sidestep a land thing. Tell me one of them. All you preach till die kingdom come about land. Tell me one whether Michael will follow up Rasta and with them hypocritical self. Tell me one of them, not even more. Whatever say, all right, we're going to go around and meeting about the land. What government, who will go and buy the land from? Why we have to pay land tax? For what reason? And the road dirty and you go on the park and you can't even catch your breath. Tell me why no motor? Not one of them talk about land. We're going to cut up the land and give the people them to farm because after COVID I thought the transition would have inevitable right away. It's dead and the politicians still have buy it out. Look what happened to St. Thomas Motor. Yeah. I mean, you say something about Westmoreland now. Where I'm going to put the people out, where I'm going to Bill again and Sam come blow down. I mean, you ask the JPS people, you know, why not run the cable under the ground? So these guys, they don't have no vision motor. Only vision on the map. Repeat?
Them say too expensive.
So every time you put up something motor on the tail and you put it up back, not how much million government are lending? 25 million US.
Oh,
so what know when the storm come next year motor lifespan?
I don't know.
What I understand Shakespeare. You keep doing the same thing over and over and I expect different results. Tell me what happens when the storm come next year now.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's the question I ask. Because we don't have the vision. Look, all right. Look at the traffic now, motor. And I say we are criticized because we are PNP or GLP. I try to make a one know. Say, means I Rasta man, I'm not with no politician guy. But then I'm not with them. Because Mr. Peter Phillips run a year for much years and I never see yet motor. All right. Look at the traffic now, motor.
Yeah.
Go in the business place. Go to the tax office and so hours you have to wait and check the people in there and multiply the hours. And we are talking about first world country. That's how I tell you and multiply the hours where everybody waits. All right. Look at the traffic now, motor. The traffic worse, you know.
Yeah.
All right. You put some big truck on the road. Some big more trailer, more cars, more trailer. So no more time we're going to waste motor. Why is it that the government himself cannot have a ferry system where you use the ferry or the train to transport like the cement and the ethanol across the sea and save the road? When you have these big old high-ton truck on the road and mash up the road.
The adequate for supply the whole for
repeat, motor, repeat.
The road them is not big enough inadequately hold those traffic within Jamaica, you know.
Thank you, motor.
They want something else now, a new traffic. They want a new road system in Jamaica, man.
All of my pass some man to the top man right around but the embassy there say of course the police them for look for criminal because them just around the place. Well, them get a ticket. Them don't know that for people are got you know. But what them come up with a system in a motor. So just run a plate and tell if you can't license and insure, but they can't come up with a system to stop the gun from coming out. They can't come up with a system to mitigate the problem on the road. And I'm saying to Andrew Wallace, you need to get the train or get the ferry to transport the cement and the mall and the heavy duty, the ton of things them through sea and save the road, save the money. And the Riverton City dump where I get the people them asthma.
But I know you said they're going to move it all long, and them not move it.
Talk them motor.
A long time you say they're going to move it.
I talk them people attack here. Talk because Jamaican people who applaud action. That's why you see them on GLPFM. I give them confidence because anyhow the relief, the flood thing never there. I only per US never make you only slower. I give press conference to impress people overseas. Every Monday night, PNP and GLP on our cost. I just money and them God muta. No about the fool, I just money and them God. Just I check at church. You ever say at church don't keep on a Sunday? Why? Because most people come go church on a Sunday and that's the money. You ever say at church, you ever say you have rain or so and so stay home. It's just money muta. It's just money. So long life, big up to our boy Raspa. I don't know, but them have to do something about it.
Yeah, all right, sir.
Yeah, Mandingo, yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah. Blessed.
Greetings, Mutabaruka, Professor on the cutting edge. Wagwan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Here you're talking on, I would say the disaster and everything on. I bridging this, the engineer, renewable energy engineer, conscious engineer calling on by the devastation upon Jamaica. I really don't know when they're going to learn, but it's not a good look, Muta, because you say Melissa is not a one-off. So we have to think more consciously and positively going into the future because it can happen again at any time. So we have to rethink on a personal level and on a community level. I don't even know about government. I mean, I really want going out of politics. But in the rebuilding stage, one of the things that I noticed too as an engineer, you see all of that mud and all them things that wash over upon the land, that's some really rich soil. And the people should realize that soil and some of the things that happen, you can really reuse that and even like compost back some of the things back into, agriculture and growing. Because I feel like what happened right now, we need to just get some food, some short there crops and things growing back that, in a couple weeks or a month or two, you can eat and start to sustain yourself. Because as you said before in last week, these world food thing, they're not gonna last, Virgin. And then once the media now pick them up, we have to think how you're gonna survive. In the most catastrophic place, so I'm going to talk about the West. So I have to really think about some immediate survival thing. And back in the days when I grew up as a youth, and we see people have, Dutch pot and wood stove and then go a spring and catch some water and boil it. For the people who are really in the kind of, I feel like, the kind of area the motor were really prone. So I have to think about how them are going to survive right there. So, because we have to think about how people are going to survive, because a couple million people there at Jamaica, and say must be at least 1 million people get affected. So we have to really think like long term, growing crops and use what you wanna, what you can get and stuff like that, and even use like a renewable energy engineer matter like a solar and them thing that you get some little solar battery like it tell them a little flashlight.
Whole heap of them come long, Whole heap of them come long in a trailer.
Nice.
Solar battery.
And a little battery them good to, you know, where you can plug in, you know, motor. A little battery them good to where you can plug in, charge.
I'll buy some angiwe, solar light. Me buy some angiwe. Them work good.
Come on, I best thing them that because every day the sun come out, and if you even have one small battery, because them have some things now, they call them power bank.
Yeah,
and some of them come with like one solar.
Yeah, like where you charge phone with.
If you're not listening, if you're not family at Jamaica, and you can, there's a company named Anchor, Anker, and you can get them on Amazon. To them come with like a one solar panel, a little power bank, and it come with like 3 electrical outlets. You can plug in like a little phone or a light.
A whole heap of them there, Virgin, trust me. Whole heap of them.
Yeah. So we have to think now, you know, to just survive through and stay connected, and you know, maybe some like the Starlink, them not cheap, them kind of expensive, and you know, I think some them did run one thing in November where it run out now with one of the cell company them down there now, so you have to have your own subscription. But
you can't sell $60,000 wait there. You can buy one for $60 Jamaican dollar on Amazon.
Yeah, and like what you say, come here, listen. You know, me always listen you, cause I love you, Rasta. Cause you're a good person, and you always tell them. And you say the community kind of support now. And if we think about like what Garvey and them did a show from 100 years ago, you need to leave government alone, and you need to think about how to survive for yourself. If you can jump up and get one thing for yourself and share a Starlink or share certain things and live loving
Regine, hear me. What I tell you, obviously you know there, so let me tell you something. Enough Starlink come down here. Enough. Hundreds of Starlink that Jamaica right now. You see all them battery thing we are talking about? Thousands of them down here right now. Believe you me. What if them trailer there come down with them? Me know Bridget and sister will send them hundreds of Starlink. And you can buy it pan 60. Eh?
No, I feel great when you tell me that. I feel happy because I really feel sad even before it come. I know say, yo, I don't know, but I don't go on no bad thing about no blessing or nothing like that. But the way where Melissa could have hit Jamaica Bridging, it could have been like a tsunami and just wipe out the West.
Yeah, but you never do that.
Even when the people survive, I give thanks to that. I just want them to come up forward, strong and better.
Mm. Yeah, man, them things the way you talk about they are Bridging. Starlink, they are enough.
I want you to think about too, you know, cause you can use technology if you think of them have some little thing we call microgrid. Because I'm here said GPS and I'll come back in till maybe next year sometime. Microgrid means like you have a little area where you can have your own power and you share power, like you have a little container. Container has some good thing too, you know, then little 10-foot, 20-foot container, them you can turn them in a house, you can turn them in an energy station, anything, and you can put things inside of them, lithium-ion battery, solar panel, communication, anything. You can have them like a little center for yourself, whether your family or your community. Yeah. We have to be resilient and think for ourselves because the way I see it, I know Jamaica, you know, and I don't want this to people, but there's too much corruption in our politics and certain things where too much people suffering and they're not helping, and youths now go to school now and certain things, and we have to think like, you know, just try to get back to function, you know, where we can survive and get youth them back, keeping in a school, take care of the old people and make sure we take care of our neighbor and them old people and the little children, them, because they're very important, and take care of the community. So I give thanks to what you tell me still. I feel better for that. Use up the technology, people, and, you know, keep the love going. And I know holiday with massacre and Christmas and them things, but if you can't show some love.
Why you know tonight? You know why the people them relieve like that sadness after them, man? Eh?
No, because it's a fallacy, because is about money and gifts and all these kind of things. It's not really
them
like
show they just show like what it did keep. No, but when I say no, why if some dance and party I keep, why the people them shouldn't keep it? Because you want to get the people them out of the
me not say them to keep it. Me not care about all them like a Santa thing and then Christmas thing and these kind of
massacre.
things.
Me mention massacre.
Yeah, the massacre, because they don't kill Christ, so they must celebrate the murder of somebody.
Oh, me think a massacre, the artist you talk about.
No.
Oh, me think a massacre, massacre.
They don't celebrate life. No, Bridget, I say. They don't celebrate life, then celebrate the wrong
keeping some no party for keep, man.
No, that's beautiful. No, me not say nothing about that.
Oh, no, sorry. Me think a massacre, the artist in that time.
No, Bridget, no, me I said this little blondie.
Yeah, you talk about the Christmas thing.
Yeah,
the Christmas vibe,
yeah. And you can go in at the science of that with the winter solstice and all them things there because not going like that is, but yeah, me know that, but no. People for dance one party for keep go spend $1, $2, $5 over there so and bring back some joy because we need joy right now more than anything else.
So which part you there? Which part you there?
No, me in Florida, you know.
And you listen from this or you listen to the program from this or?
No man, me listen to for years, man.
Me not about for years. No, wait no man. Me not about for years, me talk about tonight. You listen tonight?
Yeah.
You have your radio on tonight?
Like, no.
Eh?
Yeah, me turn it off because I listen to you.
Oh, you talk. All right.
Yeah, me always have it on because last like 2-3 weeks and the phone thing me I try to get, because I have to pay for calling, you know. And then the thing I mess up because I did well want to link you and just see everything I've gone.
Yeah.
But I really feel good mood and the world and listen to us if when you tell me, say, things are coming and keep sending things in people and
you know watch YouTube, man.
You said I'm a live good.
You know watch YouTube for so much things that come out of Jamaica.
No, but me don't know it go because we hear the corruption thing up here so we don't really know if things are going.
Them just find out some corruption today too. Them just find out some corruption in the government sector there.
With what?
Eh? You so hear about it, man. You so hear about it.
All right. But no, I'm glad, I feel like, even I'm condolences to everybody that lost a loved one and things, but I feel like this could be a good starting point for us to look at life and look at each one and one another. You look at neighbor, what it help you out. And when the rain fall, it now fall from one man, stop. And Jamaica is the leader of the world. With free South Africa, reggae music, all these kind of things. And we can use this inflection point right now to show how good we can be. And I really love Jamaica so much as a born Jamaican. And if you can please just live good, do the right thing, cut down the crime and them thing that we usually escalate right now. And just use this as a good thing to build forward, to be greater, and them kind of thing. And bring the blessing forward to Jamaica. And wherever the people do, the leaders will follow the politician. There are workers. They're not my boss and our leaders. Make them follow, and just do the right thing.
If the people lead, the leaders will follow. If the people lead, the leaders will follow.
Yeah, I saw it, my brother.
All right, sir.
And boy, you always do a great job, man. I give thanks to you, many nights when 3-4 in the morning and I study out and I need a little break, only like mood and little vibes and so on. So we give thanks to you, man. I will if I and I, they all over the world, when we're there at school at California and them place, so we still are listening, man, with the time difference and everything.
All right, so, I want you to turn up your phone loud. Turn up your phone loud. May I play that tune for you? When you hang up the phone,
yeah, man, no, I blast it. I have a little sound system and I have to like kind of crank it down.
All right, so I'm going to play that tune for you.
In Florida, I'm not bother no squirrel or no beer or no animal.
All right, I'm going to play that tune for you. All right?
Yeah, man. One love, my brother. Always loving you. Great Mutabaruka.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mutabaruka.
Blessed man.
Long, strong live, strength. Yellow Paul assisting them and bridging them. Now all of Jamaica we are going through this terrible tribulation right now. Just stay strong. Them can't kill somebody, but them can't kill all of you. So there, stay strong. Or just the temptation and the brutality and the folly. Because right now, even the things when them get the issue out, partiality are going on. If you want some things you have to go, you have to have NIS, you have to have all kind of something to get things.
Eh?
Yeah.
From where? Where you get the thing them from?
Eh?
From where? Because a whole lot of people don't so give a thing them like. You don't have to have no thing to get it.
Yeah, but
you mean the government you talk about?
Yeah, we're not talking about food supplies and things.
Yeah, but the food, no sir. Food supply, you have to have a whole lot of people down there and give a thing, Virgin.
Yeah, we know that. But we are saying when you come on to raiment and shelter and things. Some place people have to have insurance, have to have NIS, have to have this.
Go where?
To look at sheet and zinc and all them something and them thing there. And we are saying shouldn't be so.
Tell me about it. Which part you have to have insurance to get sheet and zinc?
NIS, them say.
NIS?
Yeah, I don't know centers which are, yeah, I have to have card and all them something there. You have to have the ID card, you have to have a whole lot of things. And some people, when I have them things, they can't get them things, zinc and whatever, board and them something there. If you don't have them sitting there, you can't get that. So that's them things are partiality. Because when the hurricane come, it runs to everyone. The things them there, people forget them to stop the partial business. And everyone can have ID and everyone join insurance and them something there. Them to deal with the thing like basic man, I mean, so what if the doubt people, you call the people them and say, you say right now, them forget pen sheet as zinc or them forget whatever them forget. People for just get it, man, call a whole for them something come down to state forget, you know. And they come over, you're gonna see them, you're gonna see all the men them have no and when you come over, you see them give them the men, them in them store to sell and all them things and the people them not get to them forget, you know. All them things are disrespect and wickedness the nation, man. Call people them suffer great things.
Remember them have the zinc scandal one time?
Yeah.
Them that sell the zinc they were supposed to give away?
Yeah. Till them all are rotten. I even disrespect of wickedness that to people them, man. I say you can't say you love people and care for people and at the same time you have to for them and you know give them it and see them suffer and punish. Like you want to see all the people them dead out. Old people, young people, what will happen? The table have to turn in Mutabaruka. A turn. It has to turn. People have to just get serious now and stand up and do more. Are we make them rich? Are we if them can't do without us? Everything in them place, in them factory, in them this, in them that, I go do it. So if we just stand up on them, you know, we don't have to go make no war. Or to make our said brother, sister, and even niece come kill you out on the street. And we have to just stay over, you know, a couple of days. And move. Anything. So them can't come over come take you out and force everything we don't want them. See? Make them know so what we have power and them. And the youth and them we don't work with. We don't work with them. So them to realize and know so why cable have to turn, you know, whether early or late, you know, because people suffer, man. Bad way too. Bad way in this land, yeah. Oh, my, because some people when them have to arrest right now. The wickedness, man. Grieve by heart, man. Grieve. You know, so them deal with the thing. This is the thing in a right and proper way. People not have them. When hurricane come, people, you know, could tell people say, they have to have this and they have to have that. It blow down everyone, don't stop.
Brethren. You hear why them do that? There's a reason, they must have a reason for do that. You hear why them say you have to have ID to get the things them?
Reason or no reason, motor. People them need things, man.
No, but wait, hold on. I can't just look at it one way, you know. Maybe them do it that a man don't come back and say him not get none anymore. So, ID.
But you write down people them here when they come.
But maybe get an ID. No, then that you take the ID and write it down. You write down the ID. That's why they say if you get the ID. If you get the ID and you get 10 sheets of zinc and some lumber, you can't come back, you know, say you want 10 sheets of zinc and lumber.
Okay.
You have to show them the ID.
That too. But some people they don't have no ID and them genuinely need it. We are going to do it with them and them have no NIS and them genuinely need it. We are going to do with them. We are going to turn them back.
No, I don't think there must be a logic tonight. Why them say that?
Logic, no logic, man. People them need things, man. Give people them things. Because hold it there. More than we can manage.
No, more than we can manage, no, there, man. How you know that?
Because we know the whole things come in.
Yeah, but that
from
means
foreign
more than we can manage there.
Because I know the whole of the island get destroyed, man.
With the amount of things that need to fix up that place back in the bridging. Just Black River alone, you know, billions of dollars it needs to fix that back, you know.
We know that, man. We know that.
I look at it and I say, I will come there for. Then for just give her the things.
Whole part things come now, man.
You have to have an order in the something, man.
Yeah, we agree with total order, yes, but what? We know the partiality around the thing, too. We know, you know.
Well, we know about the GLP something. The paint and the GLP something rampant, you know.
Yeah. People need to organize the thing properly better than that, man. And when them give out so look at things slowly. Things to help make people them be more joyful in their life, man. Nobody because them up the land them have and them now feel them no pinch of it. Yeah. Them can do better, man. Them can do better. And them for the better too. Yeah. Because we will go through this thing, yeah. Whether big, whether poor, whether rich or whoever. Not far we go through. You see. And so we there, not far we there and feel gone through this thing. So if you don't know to watch out, rise up and stop the partiality and people them can't get with them to get man. And nobody talk about PNP and JLP and whoever and I will appeal. Oh. People them forget things, man.
All right,
and get things in a right and proper way too.
We have to move, yeah?
Blessed love, man.
All right, give thanks. Yeah.
Muta.
Blessed man.
So this time on your farm?
I'm not on the farm again, you know.
Really?
People them thief out my things, them, sir.
But the push them give me hell, brother. I did have a few plant and, you know,
I got them thief from me, I plant them. I plant. So I turn to a little thing down here so now to figure out what I can do. And some cow walk in night and that is the end of that.
Well, I mean, I have a problem with the cow, with the animal. I push them on my problem, brother.
No, man, the man, them tie them cow up on the side of the land. Then the man will get up again and say, the cow up on my veranda try to open my door. You know what I mean? Like,
so, you know, nobody to talk to.
Watch you know, the man they tie them cow and left them, you know. We can't sit down and wait to see them to come pull them cow, you know. And the cow them not tie good, so them come up and run up in my yard.
Mess up the place.
I mean, them up on the road still, you know. The man, them, we can't bother wake up a man to go look to see it, you know. We can't bother.
The fruit tree them get mashed up and things.
Yeah, man, the man, them, the cow, them walk up and down for me things, them. Me just make a bed if you just test a little part of the ground with some cucumber and something. Right, when we go down there, and some big cow foot a walk, like I feel them things, you know.
For them mash it up and eat it done, you know.
I done it done.
Them lie down, you know, I can roll and everything there, so.
So I find a little hillside with steep, like, to say, if anything will catch this, so come never plant nothing this or yet. One little part, just no one just test it. And then we go through. So we go see where going to happen, this or no. But, no, the farm thing, no matter what, find a piece of land, Rasta.
No matter what you do, somebody will
thief again.
I talk to my mother, brother, and I think about that war himself because they push them and mash up everything. So I say, let them go on with it, you know? So, anyway, farming there, you have nothing left back, you know, brother. The man, them a target it. Nobody know why you have nothing at all.
But I know that's the one, them know why you have nothing. Some youth, if you call them to chop out some place, you know, them know why that, you know, but them sit down on the corner with some cup in them hand and a split in them mouth. And when your things come up now, them go on like a for them one.
When see a person, and see a person, when you left something with them.
Them a beg, oh gosh, man, me I tell you. We ask them to come chop out a place. Them a say, boy, I'm out can't do that, no, you know. And them sit down there, smoke herbs and I drink liquor.
And I look girls.
Well, I don't know if them I look no girl because I don't see no girl around them. Most of the time, a pure man, Mrs. stand up there. I don't see no girl there.
You know, the other day, I'm there in Canada, and I say, I don't see nothing like them there no more. Everybody that work, you know.
Yeah.
No, sir, everybody that that work. There's none of them kind of thing there and thing, you know. Everybody that work, you know. So I'm just alone. I see them thing they go on.
Anyway, I'm going to try a thing somewhere still.
Yeah, my advice if you can, you know, because, you know, you have to plant up the food, you know, brother, because when you have your
watch out, I have coconut and when I have standing, I have a pear tree stand up there. You know, but it's a long-term thing. I talk about some vegetable, you know.
Yeah, you know, in a 6 feet you can have something.
Yeah. And I just throw away.
Now, try something too.
So,
I try something tomorrow, plant up some sweet pepper and thing, and, you know. Hot pepper and thing, because the hot pepper gone, you know.
Yeah.
Stand your whole for damage.
Yeah, man.
But before you go still, you know, when you play one Jackie Me Too for me, you know, if I have to close out the program with it.
Which Jackie Me Too you are here? You have to tell me.
Why? Anyone you get me take, you know. Because, come on, upon the work, me there, I go on listen to the program, so any Jackie Me Too you get me listen. Yeah, man.
You are a job song.
Anyone of them, man. Just press play for anyone. Just press play for anyone.
The one say, anyone play, anyone get to take it.
I mean, when I have original listener, so every time you play Jackie Me Too, them, I make you know. So I know I'm listening now.
Am I listening?
Yeah, man.
Me that play a tune before that.
And you hear on YouTube, if you not get free, if you hear well, YouTube now go play still, but.
Me will satisfy you still. Me will satisfy you. Alright?
Yeah.
I will give him Jackie Me Too. And since you find Jackie Me Too, we'll give him another Jackie Me Too, you know. Yeah, brethren, you get a twin spin in the night, yeah. A twin spin in the night, yeah. Jackie Me Too. You hear the man there with the drum round at the back there. The kete. Oh gosh, man. So we'll be back here. Make some more from this from 2 o'clock to 5:45 with the stepping razor. I hope you can join me. Total different program. Yes, total different program. Here we go.
The government is prioritizing roof repair for thousands of residents whose homes were impacted by Hurricane Melissa. Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon says the Hart NSTA Trust will also play a role in the reconstruction efforts. The works will be undertaken by the Jamaica Defense Force in collaboration with engineers from the Guyana Defense Force, a technical team of engineers from Ethiopia, and personnel from Rwanda. Dr. Morris-Dixon says the government will be looking to private construction companies to assist the rebuilding efforts.
And all those teams will be working to repair roofs. They'll be doing so in conjunction with the JDF and also with the Hart NSTA Trust teams. The JDF will only be repairing roofs that are structurally sound. So they need to be structurally sound. I know Minister Vaz is also looking at house wiring, because that's very important, because we'll need to rewire many of these homes, and he's looking at how we can also support that. We are also looking at how we can use private construction companies to help us with the rebuilding efforts. And so JDF will be meeting with private construction firms to be able to have that happen. I know the NWA and the Prime Minister will be participating in a meeting next week so that we can have as many persons supporting this effort to rebuild in the affected areas.
She said the visiting engineer teams will be deployed to various parishes.
We've also assigned each of the visiting engineering corps that will be working in the affected areas. We've kind of designated them to particular areas. This could evolve over time. We do know that the Guyana team will be working in Trelawney. The Rwandan team will be in St. James. The Ghana team will be in St. Elizabeth. And the Ethiopian team will be in Trelawney. Those are being finalized, but I'm just giving you where we are in terms of our thinking in Cabinet.
The funds donated to the Support Jamaica website will be used to purchase building material. As it relates to reconstruction grants to residents whose homes were damaged, Dr. Morris-Dixon says an announcement will be made in January.
In Cabinet, we had a discussion around it. We are working towards January, early January, to be able to announce those reconstruction grants, but it is very much contingent on the work being done in relation to assessments, because we are only going to be giving grants to individuals who have been assessed as having been affected. And it's the same thing with the roof repairs. We will only be repairing roof of individuals who have been assessed by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security to have been affected. And the assessments are ongoing.
Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness today called on LCH Development to partner with the government to provide low-income houses in light of the damage caused by Hurricane Melissa. The storm destroyed thousands of homes and other infrastructure, especially in the western end of the island. The Prime Minister was speaking at the Pinnacle Tower 1 topping out ceremony in Montego Bay, St. James today. This ceremony marked the final pour of concrete on the 28th floor, marking the completion of the tower superstructure and a significant step forward for Jamaica's first branded residential development. The event highlighted the project's impact on Montego Bay's growth and the island's evolving real estate landscape. Dr. Holness stated that the government awaits talks with the development company in moving forward.
I know the group that is behind this are very skilled contractors and that they do excellent work. This tower would have risen up in under a year. If you can do this, you can build thousands of low-income houses as well. And therefore, I use this platform to challenge you and to say the government of Jamaica is willing to partner with you if you were to put some of your construction skills into providing low-income housing, which is absolutely necessary at this time, given the destruction wrought by Hurricane Melissa.
To this end, Dr. Holness expressed that there is a need for contractors who are competent.
That as we enter into the reconstruction phase, I need contractors who can operate at scale and at pace. That's how we're going to bring the entire Jamaica together. That's how luxury is going to help to bring people out of poverty. The intersection of our interests.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Cabinet has issued a directive cancelling Christmas parties for government entities. This follows the devastation caused to large sections of the country by Hurricane Melissa on October 28. Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon spoke about the Cabinet directive at this morning's press briefing. She said small morale building events are allowed.
Christmas parties for government entities are off for this year. We will not be having Christmas parties. We have agreed to allow small in-ministry or in-department recognition and morale building activities. So if you're doing something in the office itself, that is fine, but no rental of external venues is allowed. We are strongly, though, encouraging all our ministries, departments, and agencies to conduct outreach activities with members of their team that have been affected and who reside in the affected areas. So we would love to see many of our ministries, departments, and agencies continuing the work that many are doing in terms of doing outreach in the affected areas.
She urged the private sector to continue with their activities.
In terms of the private sector, we're definitely encouraging the private sector to continue doing what they are doing. We've had reports of many hotels saying that, they're seeing cancellations from private sector entities. We really do need to kind of make up for what is happening in the West in terms of the downturn in economic activity. So those of us in areas that haven't been affected as much, please go out, spend money. The economy needs it, but at the same time, please spend time doing outreach in the affected areas. So again, we have issued directive and Cabinet has agreed that Christmas parties in government, ministries, departments, and agencies will not take place this year.
Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon. And Cabinet has approved amendments to the Income Tax Act to facilitate a regime that allows for a non-taxable treatment of disaster relief honorarium made by employers to employees during periods in which a declaration of disaster has been issued. Cabinet also approved the issuing of drafting instructions to the Chief Parliamentary Council to give effect to the proposed regime. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Favour Williams made the disclosure during a statement in Parliament yesterday. The amendments follow the passage of Hurricane Melissa in October, resulting in widespread damage and significant losses across multiple sectors. Mrs. Williams noted that there was no legal framework for tax exemption on disaster relief payments, only the minister's discretionary remission.
The current legal framework governing the taxation of employment income does not provide a structured mechanism through which temporary disaster relief payments from employers to employees are exempt from income tax. The Income Tax Act, as Section 2.1, defines emoluments in broad terms to include in paragraph A of the definition salaries, fees, wages, and any other benefits arising from employment, all of which are subject to income tax. A review of the Act indicates that apart from the Minister's discretionary remission authority under Section 86, which applies only where it is considered just and equitable, there is no statutory mechanism through which disaster relief payments may be accorded non-taxable status on a consistent or system-wide basis following a declared disaster.
She said the ministry implemented an employee relief program to support one-off or a limited series of disaster relief payments.
The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service has implemented and operationalized an employee support and relief program to support one-off or a limited series of disaster relief payments. The program permits employers to provide an honorarium either as a single payment or as multiple payments from the 1st of November 2025 to 31st of March 2026 up to an aggregate maximum of Jamaican dollars 200,000 without incurring statutory liability for either the employee or the employer.
She said because there is need for a long-term solution, legislative amendment is required to provide appropriate statutory provisions for the treatment of these payments. Under the proposed regime, disaster relief payments will be recognized as non-taxable only where they are provided strictly for recovery and welfare.
Disaster relief payments will be recognized as non-taxable only where they're provided strictly for personal recovery, welfare, or household needs, and are not connected in any form to employment services, performance, compensation arrangements, or ongoing remuneration. This ensures that the exemption is narrowly targeted and limited to situations where financial assistance is required to safeguard the welfare of employees facing an abrupt loss of income, housing, or essential goods. The exemption will apply solely to cash payments, thereby avoiding interpretational ambiguity associated with in-kind benefits, allowances, or fringe benefits that may otherwise fall within the statutory definition of emoluments.
Finance Minister Favor Williams. The government has launched a $1.6 billion Jamaican graded overlay emergency road rehabilitation GO program. The works are scheduled to begin this month and continue into next year on several critical roads across the island, many of which were damaged by potholes and scoring during Hurricane Melissa. Markelia Rumble reports.
The GO Road rehab is focused on main and heavily traveled roads that are vital for daily commuting, commerce, access to schools, health facilities, farms, and town centers. The program will prioritize road sections where pavement has been scoured or stripped by floodwaters, roads with significant pothole formation affecting safety and traffic flow, routes that connect major towns, markets, and agricultural areas, and roads that serve as primary access for emergency services and essential supplies. Implementation of the GO program will be led by the National Works Agency, NAA, under the policy direction of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development Works. The works will be rolled out in phases, with the first set of roads started in December and additional packages coming on stream early in the new year. Works Minister Robert Nesta Morgan said the GO program is designed to provide targeted fast-track interventions on surfaces damaged mainly by scoring and potholes, while longer-term reconstruction solutions are being finalized. He noted that Hurricane Melissa caused widespread scoring of pavements and created deep potholes on some of the most important corridors. Mr. Morgan added that the GO program is about moving quickly to grade, repair, and overlay these damaged sections, even as the authorities plan and design the larger reconstruction works that will follow. The GO Road rehab forms part of the wider post-Melissa recovery effort, which also includes medium and long-term reconstruction projects to be rolled out under other capital programs. The $1.6 billion allocation for GO Road rehab will be closely monitored to ensure value for money and timely delivery. Reporting for IRFM News, I am Markelia Rumble.
A man was taken into custody after he was found in the company of a missing child in Clarendon yesterday. The 6-year-old who was reported missing was found in the company of the man yesterday afternoon. Reports from the Mapen police said at about 2:30 p.m. the girl was last seen at school wearing blue uniform, white tie, and a pair of brown shoes and socks. Counsellor for the Hayes Division in Clarendon, Cian Barneswell, who reportedly apprehended the suspect, gave his account of what transpired. He said he saw the man and child walking along the roadway. Counsellor Barneswell said he was assisted by other passing motorists to apprehend the suspect and contact the police.
Upon reaching the intersection of Glenmere Road and that interchange of Bustamante Highway, I saw a man with a little girl that matches the description in the St. Thomas More prep uniform. So I would have said to my wife, that looked like the missing girl. And she asked if I was sure. I said, yes, man, that's the child. It matched the description. So I turned around, I spun around where it was safe to do so, and came back down to where they were in the direction in which they were walking, and drove close beside the gentleman, trying to get his attention, calling to him, taking on to him, but he wouldn't respond and keep walking away fast. So I blocked this part of the vehicle I was driving, and when I did that, he turned back with the child as if he wanted to flee the air. So I came out very swiftly and aggressively, approached him, and commanded him to hand over the child. And doing the whole process, He held on to the child safe, and I said to him, man, look at the pit, we get the pit from, you know, start to deal with him a bit stern and rough. And him saying, cousin, sent him to pick up the child. And I asked where the cousin come from. He saying, cousin come from Sharp Avenue, which is about 2 kilometers from where I saw them. So I tell him, man, give me the pit, man, give me the people a pit. And then I held on to him, and I called on to my wife to come for the child and call the police. And I'm out, you know, a few motorists stopped to inquire what was happening. I told them that this man abducted this child. The child was reported missing, and I found her in his company. And the motorist came and assisted me in restraining him by placing tie strap on his hand. And the police came within 3 minutes after we made contact with them. And they held him and questioned him, and they took the child to the hospital for the medical examination.
Councillor for the Hayes Division in Clarendon, Cian Barneswell. 4 people have been arrested in connection with an investigation into a smishing fraud at the National Commercial Bank. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, MOCA, supported by police officers from St. Catherine and St. Andrew, held the 4 this morning. A MOCA statement says the 4 are accused of stealing over $80 million through smishing, phishing and vishing attacks between April 2022 and December 2023. They are alleged to have defrauded 8 NCB account holders by transferring the funds to 23 beneficiaries who are involved in the scheme. The 4 are expected to be charged shortly. Phishing and smishing scams refer to the use of fraudulent emails and texts, respectively, fashioned to mirror a legitimate company's communication with the aim of soliciting the victim's access information. Director of Communications at MOCA, Major Basil Jarrett, said this morning's operation and the arrests underlined the important work of the agency's cybercrime investigation unit in light of the growing threat of cyber and cyber-enabled crimes. Major Jarrett also urged the public to remain vigilant in their cyber activities by checking the legitimacy of their communications and the online entities that they are doing business with, and taking steps to secure their confidential information online, especially as we go into the busy Christmas season. He also encouraged members of the public who have information on this and other types of illegal cyber activity to contact MOCA. The House of Representatives has approved amendments to the Criminal Records Rehabilitation of Offenders Act, which expands access to expungement. Among the provisions is an amendment to increase the sentence threshold for eligibility for expungement from 5 to 10 years. The expungement takes factors into consideration such as the nature and the gravity of the offense, social inquiry and psychological reports, demonstrated remorse or restitution, and age at the time of the offense. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck pointed out that the need arose as a means of having discretion when it comes to persons who have served their time.
There are persons who believe that once you have been convicted, you should carry that taint for the rest of your life. And Madam Speaker, I speak to the country to say that many persons commit crimes not because they planned it, but sometimes just an awful moment of madness, a bad discretion, poor judgment, and they engage in some form of criminality. But the truth of the matter, Madam Speaker, is that the vast majority, perhaps more than 90% of persons who have been convicted for crime, it is the one and the only offense.
In light of concerns raised about letting criminals off the hook, Mr. Chuck noted that the opportunity is for those who prove they have no further interest in wrongdoing.
And what people should recognize is that expungement is for persons who have shown that they've put crimes behind them. In other words, we have a period of rehabilitation, whether it is 3 years, 8 years, or 15 years. The point is that the expungement committee is unlikely to expunge a crime unless they are convinced that the person has put crime behind them. And to the best of my knowledge, I have known of no case. It may happen, but I have known of no case where a person has committed a crime having been given a second chance.
Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck. The Education Ministry says the local government ministry has committed to decommissioning the remaining 55 schools that are being used as shelters by December 31. Several schools across the island designated as emergency shelters accommodated displaced residents following the passage of Hurricane Melissa on October 28. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Kassan Troop, says these schools will be at their full disposal at the start of the new term in January.
We got information this morning from the Ministry of Local Government, which indicates that only 55 of our schools are still active, with only 795 shelters in those shelters. So we are getting there, and we have the assurance from the Ministry of Local Government that those shelters will be decommissioned by the 31st of December.
Dr. Troop said only 24 schools have not reopened since the passage of the hurricane.
And I'm proud to report to Jamaica that 95% of our schools are engaging students in teaching and learning and emotional recovery. I would like to indicate that 986 schools are open for teaching and learning. Only 24 schools are not physically open, but the students are being connected through the rotation and the hosting model. This is something phenomenal for our country to be able to get up and running after such a disaster.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Kassan Troop. All parliamentarians are to participate in a sensitization session hosted by the Integrity Commission next Tuesday. This is in relation to the filing of their statutory declarations. Leader of Government Business Ford Greed said this session is being held despite Parliament being on Christmas break.
We do expect that this will be the final sitting before Christmas. We will break and return in January unless there's an urgent and pressing matter. So I would want to take the opportunity to wish you, Madam Speaker, and members of the House and the team headed by the clerk all the best for the Yuletide season and for them to keep safe. Just to remind members, as you have indicated, that next week, even though there will be no Parliament, we intend to use next week, Tuesday, to have a presentation from the Integrity Commission, which is very important in light of the fact that there is a requirement for statutory declarations to be filed by the 31st of December, especially it's for requirement for all of us, and I would urge all of us to come and engage with the new leadership of the Integrity Commission. That said, may Parliament be adjourned for a date to be fixed.
Leader of Government Business, Floyd Green. The National Water Commission, NWC, is encouraging micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs, to take advantage of its amnesty, which has been extended to December 31. The initiative is intended to give these entities an opportunity to clear their outstanding water bills and restore their accounts with the Commission. It was originally scheduled for September 1 to November 30, but was extended due to Hurricane Melissa. Content Creation and Development Manager at the NWC, Andrew Cannon, says the company is encouraging small businesses to apply for the amnesty to have their arrears written off or get a reprieve. Mr. Cannon gave the updates to the Jamaica Information Service. Under the program, a 50% write-off is being offered to small business customers with accounts that are inactive and disconnected for more than 3 months, and active accounts with debts of more than $30,000 for over 180 days. In addition, accounts that qualify will be granted up to 3 months to clear the remaining arrears without disconnection. In special cases, the NWC may also approve negotiated settlement terms. Customers who qualify for the amnesty will also receive a 100% waiver on reconnection fees where applicable.